Hey, welcome back to Coffee Talk. Today, it is a privilege to have two of our young adult core members. We have Shell and Reilly.
Hello.
Yes, yes, you guys are jumping on the board here for some coffee talk. It's pretty easy. We're just going to sit down and talk about the most intense things that you've ever experienced in your life. I'm just kidding. No, we're not going to do that. But we are going to just have some conversation over a little cup of coffee. So grab a cup of your own stuff and join us. And you know what? We just ran into a model, and a model is busy working right now on getting Coffee Talks in the St. Greg's podcast onto the podcasting sites. So you can literally right now type in to Spotify SUIM3 Coffee Talk, and guess what? Coffee Talk will appear. It's amazing. So you can, it's actually a pretty cool thing to see. So you can just type it in, and not all of the episodes are on there. Manuel is still diligently working on getting those on, but he's doing a heck of a job just transferring those things up there. So not only that, but there's a couple other sites too that you can find it, which is awesome. So very cool. You guys are like,
I know.
you guys are on.
Yeah.
It's amazing. What are you drinking today? What do you got?
I have a hazelnut latte.
I have an Italian roast. It reminds me of my aunt's coffee almost. It's nice.
Okay.
Very
Wait, why?
I don't know. The taste is very similar. For sure.
Oh, does she have a coffee shop?
No, she makes her own coffee, usually for dessert. So
Oh,
yeah,
that's cool.
it's very enjoyable after a nice 3-course meal for pasta.
It's the Italian way, right?
Exactly.
I'm into
No,
that.
you're Italian too, right?
100%, yeah.
I am not Italian. I don't have any Italian in me. But I married a 100%er.
Yeah.
So she's all in on Italian.
Oh yeah.
Which means my kids are, what does it break down? They're half Italian.
Probably half and half.
Interesting. What's the other part?
My dad is French Canadian actually.
French Canadian.
Ooh.
Yeah. Not fully, but
Well, right.
Cool.
But
got a
he's got,
percentage.
it's in the blood.
oh yeah.
Mm.
Especially the last name Gerard. It sounds very Canadian.
I wouldn't have guessed that.
Yeah,
I
me
didn't
neither.
either at first, and I was surprised. So.
Okay.
Cool.
What are you? Are you full Italian?
Full Italian. I'm
Wow.
like, wait, hang on. I'm like 10% German, but I kind of leave that out.
Okay.
So yeah, so I'm like 90% Italian, 10%
Hey.
German.
Still
Okay.
up there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, I like that. So today we're going to break down not only just life as a young adult, because you guys are leaders on the young adult team. I think it's fair for us to talk about young adults, right?
Yes.
We're not talking about you behind your back. We're just doing it over a screen. And we're going to talk about some food.
Yeah.
Actually, that plays in pretty well with your heritage as well. So we'll get into that in a little bit because, I mean, if you're talking about Italians, you guys know how to do your food.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, we do.
And on top of that, well, actually, I don't know the French Canadian cuisine. I don't know if that's a thing.
It is kind of. I guess the only thing that I know of is poutine, but
That's good though.
I'm not sure what else
Poutine. We have
is
a
like
poutine place
considered
here.
cuisine for them.
Yeah, I don't know anything
I'm
about
not familiar
French
with it as
Canadian
much.
cuisine.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to guess that there's some French in there and a whole lot of mousse.
Yeah, good point. You probably know how to make desserts really well.
That's true. They do.
Yeah, okay. I like that. All right, so let's talk about young adult ministry first. So we're back at Amped, right? And we've been wrestling back and forth with how we do Amped and all that kind of stuff. But with being at Core, what is it like to be in young adult ministry? Like, where is it different from youth ministry?
I think, for me at least, I think just like the community and like the topics and how we like go about the topics and just like some of the things we do. And just like gathering together like in the small groups and stuff. I really like that, and just going deeper into conversation.
I like that. Riley, what about for you?
For me, I started out in high school life team corps, so I do have a little bit of experience already with talking to people and getting deeper on topics. But it's different because high school, you reach out to a certain extent, but for young adult, it's like Shell said, it's a small community of people you can relate to
Yeah.
on a different level.
More
And
intimate.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely more intimate,
Mhm.
and just getting to greet everyone every time we have amped, and
Yeah.
being there for the sessions is very enjoyable.
And the food aspect, it's kind of like
Oh,
sitting
yeah.
down to like family dinner in a way.
Mm.
It's kind of cool.
You know, I miss that piece.
Yeah.
You know, and that's built right into our mission, right?
Yeah.
To lead people to Christ using authentic holiness and radical hospitality,
Yeah.
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
And like, I love food.
Mhm.
You know, I mean,
Same.
I spent 10 years doing food as career, you know, so
Yeah,
like
that's
I
right.
love that.
Yeah.
But that piece of bringing people together around a meal
Mhm.
is something that we just find in scripture all the time. And actually, I
Yeah.
found that Leon said it best. He's like, you know, before Jesus ever taught the people anything, he fed them. You know,
Yeah.
it's like,
Did?
yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You know, so we can't do food at the moment, which is kind of a bummer. Like
Yeah.
I'm missing that at
Mhm.
Amped and with Life Team, but it'll come back.
Yeah.
It'll come back.
Mhm.
Definitely.
So that whole meal piece, when you sit down and you talk about whatever, or whatever
Yeah.
the topic is, over food or just conversing, what is it about that you enjoy, both in ministry, but even with like friends and family? Like, what is that experience like to you?
For me, it's more kind of getting to know someone's like journey in their faith and just getting to know them more and like their opinions and kind of just like helping each other like grow more in the faith. And in a way, it's kind of like building friendships, which I think is really nice. Like my first time at Amped, I just like everyone was just so welcoming and just like it felt like a family, and I really liked that.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
I can agree with her with most things, but just having those relations and networking with everyone, having like groups to join upon. Like me and Michelle are a part of a group chat with a bunch of other young adults, and
Yeah.
we try to plan things at least once a week on like a Saturday or like
Yeah.
a Thursday or something. And we just, whether it be a mass or
A fun adventure or something.
yeah,
we
like the
went and
ice
saw,
sculpture maze
yeah,
that's coming up.
We went and saw Christmas lights, and it was really nice. Mm-hmm.
Well, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this. Just
Yeah.
community popping up. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think that's something that is really cool to see, you know, because I don't have anything to do with that. But
Yeah.
when you guys start seeing relationships happen on the outside of just whatever the content or event piece is, you know, like that's community starting to come together.
Definitely.
You know, and I love that here at St. Greg's is that we see community. And I don't even just mean that in youth and young adult ministry, but just broadly here as a parish that
Yeah.
you see communities and even little micro communities within that of people who have gathered in with some of the ministries or whatever the case is. That's really cool.
Yeah.
It's really cool. So with your families, do you have like sit down meals with your families that are like the family to do? Like that's the thing that we have to do.
Yeah, that is a huge thing in my family.
All right, tell me about it.
Okay, so like it's when my dad gets home from work, so at like 5:30, 6 o'clock, we all sit down at the table and we just have a family meal. We talk about our day, what's going on, and we just update each other. It's like ever since I was born, literally that's what we do every day. And that's something that's really important in like my family. And then we don't do this as much anymore, but like growing up every Sunday we would go to my grandma's, and the whole like other my mom's side of the family, we would have like pasta and meatballs, and my grandma would cook, and we'd watch the football game and play games. It was really nice. So yeah, it's a big thing in my family. Yeah.
All home cooked meals?
Yeah, all home cooked.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Good
Yeah.
for you.
Now what are we talking about here? Like,
Yeah.
like, give me some dishes. Like,
so,
like some
my grandma
pasta.
would make so brajal, and then it's this pasta with like, what's it called? It's It's got like the fish in it.
You
It's
lost
on
me.
the tip of my, it's on the tip of my tongue.
Are you thinking of calamari?
No, not
No?
calamari, but that is another dish that we cook.
Mm.
She's really well. She's passed now, but she would be awesome at like making meatballs, chicken
Ooh,
piccata,
that's good too.
and like the regatta and the shells.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right,
Mhm.
I'm starting to get hungry. I'm
Yeah.
glad this is an episode on food
Yeah.
because after this, I'm gonna have to go get something to eat.
Yeah. She was amazing. Oh my gosh, her sauce. Oh, loved it. No one can like recreate it like her either. Like my dad tries, but it's just not the same.
No one can make it like grandma,
No.
right?
No.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, so Reilly, what does that meal scene look like?
So, for us, when we were younger, we would meet with family and gather around towards the end of the day to sit down and talk about our day, like Shell does, kind of. Right now, it's been very hectic, obviously, with the situations that are going on in our, society and stuff. But my mom's usually coming in late, but I make sure to always sit down with her or my dad and my sister if they're home, and we try to communicate like how the week is, progressing, and sometimes we'll bake together, like on weekends, like even during Christmas and like Easter, we'll do a bunch of different cookies and desserts. But we still do the big Italian family thing where we gather like on Saturday or Sunday, and we just make that big 3-course meal.
Mhm.
So
Mm.
it's very, very enjoyable, and we do hard work for that, but it's great.
I remember the name of the sauce. Puttanesca sauce.
I've never
Wow.
heard of
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
It's got like what do you call those? It starts with an A. It's that fish.
anchovies.
Yes, it's got anchovies in it and like
Oh, right,
olives. It's a
yeah.
very salty sauce, but it's like really good.
Wow, sounds awesome.
Yeah.
You know, the next coffee talk I have with you guys, we're gonna just do food talk, and we're gonna have a spread of food,
Yeah.
and we're gonna just critique it
Oh man,
and
that'd be
eat it
great.
too. You're gonna have to excuse the num nums on the
Yeah.
microphone. Just
Yeah. Mhm.
wow. All right. So, what is your favorite food? You like the favorite food that you will either sit down special to prepare or go out for?
You want me to go first?
Yeah, you can go first.
Okay. I would definitely say sushi. I'm a
Really?
big sushi guy for sure.
Oh,
I don't know what it is, but I just love the rice around the outside, and the fish and the veggies that go in the inside. It's just very good.
wow.
Just all around nice taste.
Mhm.
Where'd you go for good sushi?
Well, I went with Shell to
Mhm.
Faux 5 on Saturday.
What is it called?
It's called Faux 5. It's
think it's
PHO
Faux
and
54.
5. Is it?
Yeah. Mhm. It's
Might
new.
be. Oh man, it's okay. Yeah, it's in Maple. Is it on Maple Road?
It's on Sweet Home.
Yeah, Sweet Home. It's in the plaza with like all the UB food
Yeah.
places,
Mhm.
coffee shops. But had a nice platter of food, and they just keep it nice and clean, and it's nice and freshly cut as well. So it's very
Yeah.
delicious. But I had what did I get? I think I got a salmon sushi roll, so it's very good.
Wow.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah.
What
It
do you
did
think,
look
Shel?
good.
Oh.
Mine would have to definitely be Thai food. I love Thai food. Like it's my favorite, to me personally. Like pad Thai, and like all the noodle dishes. It has such good flavor. It's like so different. So.
You know what turns me off about Thai?
This
And no, like I like a lot of things about Thai, you know. But when they start throwing eggs and peanuts into it, they lose
that's
me.
the best.
They lose me on it. I'm
It's
like,
so good.
I'm not.
I can understand that.
It's so
honestly.
And look at that, we got a thumbs up. Hey, whoever's watching right now, if you got a question for us, throw it down in the comments. We'll pick it up and we'll run off
Yes,
of that.
please.
Okay, so yeah, I like Thai up to a point. And
Yeah.
that's the point, right? They can throw all sorts of funny things into it, and I'm great with it. Thai loses me there.
See, that's my favorite part of it.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys like Chinese and
Oh yeah.
Japanese too?
Yeah.
Yes.
Chinese and Japanese.
I
food
love
is
it
amazing.
all. Mm-hmm.
Like that.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite Chinese dish that you like?
So, yes. I just down in West Seneca, there is a Chinese food restaurant that I think is the best down in the South Town. You know, it's just a really good food,
Mm.
and they're usually really quick. You know, like
Oh, that's
they make it
good,
all.
yeah.
That's
I mean, it's all
great.
fresh. You know,
Yeah.
so it's good
Yeah.
stuff. Asian Star is the name of this place.
Ooh.
So it's not far from where I live. There's some other like nearby stinkers that you just like you're not gonna go to, but that place is excellent. It's very good.
Wow.
So I just tried a dish a couple of weeks ago called crispy beef,
Mm.
and I was like, crispy beef. But then I was reading the description of it, and they had this special lotus flour that they coat the beef with, and they
Wow.
had a different type of sauce I've never had before. So I was like, I'll give this a shot.
Sure.
It was unbelievable. It was so good. It was so good.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that I got it. And I tried a couple other things that day, including a rice noodle dish that was actually really good. And I was like, man, I love this place. Like,
Yeah.
so yeah, I can eat Chinese food
Yeah. It's
all day, every day. You know, just
Mhm.
put
Yeah,
that.
it's
And I'm always hungry too. Like,
Yeah.
I go into Chinese food, and it doesn't matter how
smells
much I
so
eat.
good.
Half an hour later, I'm still hungry.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
I just want more.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Me too.
everything is just delicious. Like, I could eat the whole menu. Like, it's so good.
There's so many different things.
Mm-hmm.
Food.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're talking food here, talking about courses.
Mm-hmm.
Desserts.
Oh,
What kind of desserts do you go for?
chocolate lava cake.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
That's-
like
a
that.
very good choice, honestly.
Throw that
Yeah.
sucker in, it comes out
Yeah.
melty and gooey.
It's my favorite.
That's
Oh,
so good.
Yeah.
Reilly, what do you think?
Man, there's so many to choose from. I gotta go with my mom's pistachio cake, honestly.
That sounds
Pistachio
so good.
cake.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Wow.
So what she does, she buys like 2 Jello packets that are pistachio flavored, and then she gets cake batter for like a normal cake, and it turns out kind of like a marble cake in the middle, but when you put powdered sugar on top of it and like little pistachios in it, it's so good.
That sounds really good.
Oh yeah. We use it. We usually do it for my dad's birthday, and then I think we've done it a couple times in the summer to do like a bunch of like events or something usually. So always comes out very, very good though, and
Yeah, that
all
sounds
of our
really good.
family members enjoy it. So
Okay, so for our third episode, we're gonna do dessert talk.
Yeah, we're
And
gonna.
we're
bring
gonna
all
come
the
in. We're gonna bring all the desserts.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds awesome. I love cheesecake. Cheesecake,
that's good too.
and when it's like a special occasion, we're out creme brulee. I love
That's
creme
another
brulee.
good one.
Yeah, that's a
Wow.
very good choice.
And sit there like that's the treat of treats.
Mm-hmm.
You sit down after a nice meal.
Yeah.
You get a nice espresso. You know, and you
That
just
sounds
mixes
so
really
good.
well.
wow. This is such a great. Why don't we talk more about food around here? Oh,
Yeah.
I love food. You guys like barbecue?
Love barbecue. I just tried a really good barbecue place out in Lockport.
What was the name of this place?
Oh goodness.
Wait, I keep going because somebody just told me a great.
It was. I think it's like this. It's like. Oh. I think it was like something. Joe's. Maybe not.
This might be right. This might be right. Please hold. Please hold. It. One Eye Jack's.
Yes. That's
Okay.
it.
I've
I knew
heard
it started
the
with a
name.
J.
I've never been there though.
It was delicious.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're the second person this week on Coffee Talk talking about One Eye Jack's.
Really?
way.
You gotta try it out.
No joke. We had Catherine Wadhams on.
Okay.
She's the confirmation
Oh yeah.
director.
Oh, very cool.
And she told me about that. Did she say it online? She mentioned it. She forgot the name online. She texted me the name after the fact.
Oh.
Said One Eye Jack's. I was like, oh, I love barbecue.
Yes,
So
it's so good. It's better than what do you call it? What's that place downtown? Dinosaur Barbecue?
dinosaur barbecue.
Yeah, it's better than Dinosaur Barbecue.
Okay, I'll have to take your word for it because I've had dinosaur barbecue a
Yeah.
couple times.
Dinosaur barbecue's pretty
for
good.
sure.
Were you here when we were doing the luau's?
I I was not, but I've heard of them.
So we used to do luau's for
Yeah.
Life Team, our kickoff, and we had Dinosaur Barbecue who came down to do the pig roast.
Mhm.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
It was humongous. It was like
Wow.
from here to here. It was just a whole decked out pulled pork. And
Wow.
Then we had
that
like
sounds cool.
potatoes and mac.
Oh yeah,
macaroni and
all the
that.
fixings.
Yeah.
You know, all the fixings. It was a to do. And then we had the
Wow.
fire dancers here too.
Oh yeah.
But
That
we know
sounds so fun.
we have never talked about these luau's online
We
at
haven't.
all with anything that we're doing. So
Yeah.
we're gonna take a quick pause here to talk about these luau's because these things were big to dos, right? To kick off our high
Yeah.
school program, and we would have Dinosaur Barbecue come down and do a big pig roast, and so we would have them bring the smoker. They would smoke most of it at their property, but they would
wow.
bring the smoker here and finish it,
Oh, that's
and then
cool.
just let the smoker like go across the parking lot, you know. So this way, the people who were coming in from Mass would just see this giant smoker in front of the ministry center and wonder what was going on. And so we would have 100, 120 kids showing up
Oh yeah.
for
we did.
this luau, and then
Wow.
we would have the fire dancers up front. Everything was themed and decked. It was like,
God,
let's
that
get
sounds
this year started off right.
Yeah.
So we haven't done that, you know, obviously because of
Yeah.
things that are going on. But you know, I look forward to building that back into what we're doing. So that just means with young adult ministry, we're gonna have to like, we're gonna have to kick off a year
Yeah.
some way hard, you know.
We're gonna have to have like a French night, like have a
A
Parisian
French
cafe
night?
or
Oh,
something.
that's not a bad idea.
right.
Actually.
Homemade
I like
hot
that idea
cocoa,
very
like
much.
make some desserts.
Somebody said a dinner and a show.
A dinner and a show.
You know,
Okay.
just a dinner and a show. Maybe we can have like Beauty and the Beast
Yes.
up here live,
Yes.
right? And then we'll do like be our guest, right?
Yes.
We'll have Reilly come out. He'd be like, "Be."
Oh,
You got the
yes.
French in you. You got Canadian
Yeah,
French,
you
so
can do it.
it's in your blood. You know, a little what's his name? Lumiere.
Oh.
We'll dress you up as a candlestick, and you can just come on out. You know.
We should have all the amped people on the core team just be a character.
That'd be interesting. Very interesting.
Right?
Like that'd be interesting.
Yeah.
So okay. Love food. We're talking about barbecue. We're talking about Chinese and Thai and desserts and all this kind of stuff. And we love working on community here. You know, all these types of things are not just for the sake of building community. Like that's a part of, you know, Christian living is having community. But the whole point is to be able to come together and talk about faithful items, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this whole idea of hospitality is
Yeah.
just like, well, how do you make some place hospitable to come into?
Mm-hmm.
And just growing up, I've seen for myself, and I hear from people all the time that, you know, you go to Mass and people don't really care that you're there so much. You know, like nobody really takes notice. And that's been a criticism for as long as I can remember. So when we sit down and we do food, I think it opens up that conversation and like that welcoming atmosphere of just, hey, glad you're here. Let's break some bread.
Yeah.
And in many cases, pizza and break a chicken wing bone. You know?
Yeah.
But you have that conversation and it opens up not just a lecture, but opens up relationships.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So where have you seen relationships develop in your life just around a meal and then open up to conversations that are more meaningful and deeper than that?
Probably like whenever I go to like hang out with a new friend, like we'll go to like a lunch place, you know, get food, and catch up, you know, and it's just it's something like that's so like chill and low key, where like you just feel comfortable, you know, getting to know someone. It's not like, you know, something where you're like dressed up or something, you know,
That's true.
like you just can just be yourself and not be like nervous about it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, whenever like that's like what happens when I like hang out with someone for the first time, we usually go and get food. So and usually we actually, a lot of my friends like Thai food, so we always get Thai food. So that's actually how I was introduced to Thai food.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We're going to have to get Thai food
Yeah.
because I can be convinced into it,
Yeah.
right? So maybe I should just not beat around the bush and just be like, I'm not doing the peanut and egg thing.
Yeah.
Like maybe I should just go full bore and get
Yeah.
Yeah.
a peanut and egg noodle
Mhm.
something.
Oh,
Pad
yeah.
Thai.
Pad Thai.
Yeah.
Is it pad Thai or pad Thai?
Yeah. I
Because
That's
I
a
have
good
no idea.
question. I don't know. I say Pad Thai.
Okay. Sounds
So
That's how my mom says it, I think. If I'm not mistaken. Pad Thai. Yeah.
Pad Thai.
But I think it's like an emphasis on the middle of the word.
There's gonna be people on here who are like, "Man, what are you talking about?" Like, it's definitely pad Thai.
next amped Thai food.
Oh, we got a question here. The whole roast pig was awesome. Good times. Yes,
Yes.
Sarah's on here. Take a look.
Sarah.
She can attest the whole roast pig
Hi,
was
Sarah.
awesome. Good times. Great times. Yes. So, okay. So that's great.
Yeah.
So you go out with your friends and you have conversation.
Yes.
What type of conversations take place in?
So I guess it depends on the person, but like we usually like I don't know. I'm like the type of person that I like to have deep conversations with people. So we talk about like our life story and like a topic that comes up a lot recently is like what are we doing with our lives? Like college, career wise, and just like getting each other's advice. And just bringing up faith a lot. That has like came up a lot with a lot of my friends because a lot of my friends obviously are faithful and Catholic, and we just like to go into those deep conversations. So it's nice.
So can I lean on that a little bit? Because these are all types of conversations that I think are very fruitful,
Yeah.
right? Especially when you're talking about direction, like, hey, what am I doing? Especially with this age group, like where you guys are at. Like this is the kind of front and center on your minds in action, right? Like, what am I doing with my life? Who am I? God, what do you want me to do?
Yeah.
So when you have these types of conversations, and you're sitting down over a meal, does it feel forced or is it just kind of natural? Like when you sit down and you just have, like, does it just get there, or do you start off with like an intention of being like, guys, we're gonna sit down, we're gonna talk about faith, or does it just happen when you sit down and you start?
I would definitely say for our family and the friends I talk with, it comes pretty naturally.
Yeah.
Like we just always somehow like wander right into faith or whatever is on our mind, and it just kind of goes through this flowing, calming path, if that makes sense. And we just continue in conversation. Like me and Andy on Tuesday, we just didn't stop talking to one another. I haven't seen him in like a month, and in person, I should say. I've seen him online and stuff, but me and him always have a fruitful conversation about anything on our minds. So, but he knows how to just talk about anything. I should say, because it's just we're there together and just enjoying our time with one another.
Cool.
I like that.
Yeah.
Very cool. So maybe we can tap in a little bit about what your hopes and dreams are. So Michelle, you've talked about doing events.
Yes.
So hospitality is like you talking food. It's right up your alley.
Yeah.
So what is it that you like about events and hospitality?
Well, growing up, like my mom, we would host like all the holiday parties and just we would go all out. So, and I just loved like the feeling of just like everyone saying like how welcoming our home was and how great we were at like hosting parties. Like we would have like 100 people for Christmas Eve, and it'd be like people would be coming in and out. And it was just like such an amazing feeling of just like talking with everyone and everyone just being in a good mood, and just, I don't know, it's just something about everyone gathering together and just showing like how much they love each other and care about each other, and seeing family grow together and catch up. It's great. So like growing up, I was like, wow, this is awesome. And then just, I'm also very much a social person, so I love talking to people, getting to know people, and helping people, and just seeing like people's faces like when they like see something come together, and just like, or like reunite with like an old friend or something, or like I threw like a 21st birthday party, and it was lavender themed, and I had about like 25 of my friends. This was pre-COVID. So, and it just like people like haven't like old high school friends seeing each other and like reuniting, and I'm just like, wow, I really love this. And then just seeing like my vision come together. Like I had like lavender lemonade, like
Really?
yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I went like all out. I did like all lavender and like white decorations, and it was nice. And it just like everyone just like eating the food and drinking together, and just they loved the lavender lemonade. They were like, "Wow, this is awesome." So I just think it's cool like having your own spin on an event and stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you want to plan events,
Yes.
which is really exciting.
Yeah.
Do you have any type of events that you just want to like get your hands on? Like, wow, this is the type of thing I want to do.
Yes. So I've actually done a couple like interviews with people, like different like event planners, and like some were wedding planners, some were like museum like people like would like be an event coordinator for like museums, and like put on like different like the Amherst Museum. It's on Tonawanda Creek Road. It's like the Niagara Heritage Village now, and they put on like a Victorian Christmas dinner, and like what Christmas was like in like the 1800s, and like I just like love that. So I think that's something that like kind of would be down my alley.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's really cool.
Yeah, yeah.
I was just talking with I forgot who I was talking to, but Old Fort Niagara has events like that
Yes.
all the time.
Yeah.
And
I love
I
it.
think they did something similar to that with Christmas.
Yes, I've been to it.
Have you really?
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah.
What did they do for Christmas?
So you go through like the fort, and in each little like I guess room you could call it, like they would have like a reenactment, or like they would make like wreaths and like have homemade hot
neat.
cocoa and like carolers, and just it was like the whole thing. It was awesome.
My gosh, that's amazing.
Yeah, it was really nice.
I always usually go in the summer with family, like when we
Yeah.
were younger.
Mhm.
It's such a blast every time because you get to walk around, see like how the fort is.
Mhm.
It's just such an enjoyable experience. For
Yeah.
Such a blast.
Blast.
Yeah, such a blast.
All right, so Reilly, just changing gears
Yes.
here for a second. Reilly, you're a businessman.
Yes,
You got that business mind.
I do.
What do you want to do? What's the dream?
Well, right now, I'm finishing up college. I got 1 year to go, which is crazy already.
I know.
And it went by so quickly, but it's also exciting because I'm thinking of maybe going into like a healthcare data analyzing role at a company, maybe like Univera or even Catholic Health, possibly. I just see it as a way to not only intertwine my faith, but I just feel like I can do it. It's like my calling, kind of, to look into. It just feels right to me. And I started looking into it more in the fall side of my semester this year. And just doing all that research really helped me to better understand where I want to go with it. But maybe on the side, on top of what I want to do as a main career, I might want to do like a side hobby of like maybe having my own small shop or something, and I don't know, producing my own music, or my own crazy sock designs, as I was talking to you about at some point.
Yeah.
So,
Cool.
I'm not going to lie. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a really good hit because there's so many ideas you can do with socks,
Yeah.
and just sell it as a small
That's
business.
cool.
So it's a
You think-
possibility.
We can do that as a fundraiser and have all the priests have their own
Yes,
socks.
that's
Do
a
like the
great
Father
idea.
Leon sock.
I'm not even kidding. Father Leon would be on board with that right away.
Oh my gosh.
He would say an instant yes. You know, he's a business person. He likes to talk about business stuff too.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
we could do it next
Cool.
year or this year. I don't mind. Just have to draw it out.
I think on our 4th episode, after we sit down over food and dessert,
Yes.
we're going to have a sock episode. Sock talk with Reilly. You know.
That's awesome.
All right, so that's cool. Wow, you guys are cooking,
Oh yeah.
Try
Oh,
it.
literally and figuratively.
Yeah.
So, very cool. Well, guys, thanks for joining for this. You know, this is great to sit down and touch base and have some real conversation. Oh, you know what I just noticed? Your names are not Catherine. You see that? Oh, see, this is what happens when you're me. We're gonna fix that at least halfway through. Shell and
That is so
Reilly.
funny.
So-
I was going to say, who is Catherine?
Catherine was the confirmation.
Oh.
She was the last one on Coffee Talk.
Okay.
Oh
Okay.
gosh, sorry about that. So
That's
if you're sitting here grinding your teeth this whole time saying, Adam, it's not Catherine. You're right. You're absolutely right. So sorry about that, guys.
That's okay.
I failed you for the last time. All right, so maybe as an outro here, what are you guys having for dinner?
Oh, goodness. I don't even know. I had rice-a-roni for lunch.
Hey, I love rice roni.
Yeah.
I know what we're doing. It's my night to cook, so
Ooh.
we're gonna do. If I'm not mistaken, tonight is cheese macaroni shells, and we're gonna do some steakums. So
That
nice
sounds
thin
good.
steaks and make them sandwiches. So we're gonna do some red and green peppers and onions as well.
You got
That
some
flavor.
cheese whiz to put on top of that?
We could, yeah. That's what we're probably gonna do.
Oh.
Just-
I've never had cheese whiz.
Oh, cheese whiz is like
Is that what you put on crackers, right?
it's the equivalent of doing whipped cream, basically.
Oh, but in cheese form?
Bread
Yeah.
and cheese form.
Cheese form in a can.
Whoa.
Yep.
Okay. I'll have to try it.
Oh yeah, it's enjoyable with crackers though. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Mm. Although, I wouldn't recommend, like with whipped cream, if you were to take the can, shoot it into your mouth, like that's cool.
Yeah.
Don't do it with cheese.
No.
It's,
It's too much.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
no. That's not the thing. But anyways, let's about wrap up here. Reilly, you want to close us up in prayer?
Sure. Whenever we're ready.
However you want to do
In the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit.
it. Amen.
God, thank you for such a wonderful talk with Adam today. Just like to pray that this week will be enjoyable for everyone that's watching and the people that are right here, that they may have a nice weekend, especially with the weather coming up. And we'll close out with the Hail Mary.
Sure.
Hail Mary, full
Full
of grace,
the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou amongst women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners, now and at the hour of our death. Amen.
In the name of the Father,
Son, Holy Spirit. Amen.
Amen.
Great. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
And hey, thank you for tuning in. If you have, if you enjoyed this and you want to share it, feel free. If you're not subscribed yet to the channel, subscribe, hit that, and the little bell thing.
Yeah.
So when we go live, you'll get the notification for that. So but we do have one last comment here. I'm old and can't see this first, so I'm going to pull it up here. Sarah, I was wondering who Catherine was. Yep. Well, hey, thanks for tuning in. And thank you guys for jumping on here. You know, we love you guys, and you know, thanks for being rock stars with the Young Adult Core Team. So, all right, thanks a lot. We'll see you.